Thanks for joining us again. We're going to be talking today about designing with pets in mind. So let me go ahead and bring in our designers for introductions. Hello, designers. Would you go ahead and introduce yourself for everyone?
Yeah, my name is Mackenzie. I'm an interior designer with Habitar Design, and I've been there for the last 7 years.
Great.
And I'm Hannah Lewick. I've been with Habitar for 9 years now, also an interior designer.
Hey, so fun fact about our designers, they are both pet owners, so they are the perfect designers to be able to tell us today about designing with your pet in mind. We know this is an especially topical subject with how many pets have been adopted during the stay-at-home order. I know here in Chicago, the different pet shelters, some of them are completely empty, which is amazing. So we hope that this is a great topic that you're going to have a lot of interest in. I've got some photos that designers have shared for us, and we're going to go over some of their designs with pets in mind. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the doors we're seeing in these photos?
Yeah, so these doors, clearly you can see are to the outside, are really kind of a clever way to implement kind of some indoor-outdoor access for your pet that is, having you needing to open the door all day, every day for them to get in and out. So these are really nice because, they're built in very well. So the little wooden door in the top picture, or the left picture, is, probably matches the doors that they have in their interior. And then it has like this really nice trim and casing that matches the rest of the house. So it's really well done and really cute. And then just for security reasons too, they can likely lock it at night, so you don't have to worry about people or other animals getting in. And then, as well, that other picture is also pretty cool because it has a sensor for your animal on its collar. So it'll open up to let your animal in and out, but it won't let, it'll stay locked all the time, for other raccoons or critters that might be passing by. And that's also a big door. So you can see that like a human could actually fit through that too. So that's always a concern if you do have a dog door or a pet door in an area where someone could be. But they do a really nice job, and it's very built in, and it looks, very professional. So it does well.
Nice. Okay, I am going to kind of keep us on the trends of talking about our dog's access. Show you guys another slide here. Okay, so now as you can see, we're inside the home. So I'd love to hear kind of some of the thoughts about different doors and gates for our interior.
This first picture, I love how the gate not only is stylish, but it fits in with the decor. And I love that they've even made it so it's like a pocket door, so it slides back into the wall when you don't want to use it, so you don't have to look at it all the time. And then in the second picture, obviously this one you see all the time, but it looks like it's maybe going to a room that's specifically made for pets, or maybe to a mudroom or something like that. So it still incorporates some style that's really nice, but doesn't hide away quite as well. But in a space like a mudroom, that probably doesn't matter as much. Whereas in that kitchen, that's a space you're in all the time, and you maybe don't want to have to look at that gate all the time.
Mackenzie, I'm going to pick on you to tell us a little bit about these items. So there is a built-in, a non-built-in. Why don't you tell us a little bit about these different options and kind of how these are going to work for pet owners?
Yeah, so this one is another clever way to kind of integrate the dog bowls, the dog food, obviously, and maybe some extra storage behind there to where it can completely be hidden away. So maybe clearly you feed your dog a couple times a day, but you don't want to see, the bowls all the time, or when maybe you entertain a lot and you have guests over. This is a good way to have it, easily accessible. You can open that up twice a day, but once it's done, you can close it away. And then you don't have to worry about seeing these gross bowls or whatever in the way. Some people just really don't, want to see that. So having this as an option is really nice. And then clearly having, the food right next to it is just an awesome, very convenient, very, thought out plan there for both cases. So clearly the first one is built in. That was very custom. Again, if you don't, have the time, the money, or just the resources to do a built-in, then you can, buy a cabinet like the second one. So very similar idea. Doesn't take up much space, which is really nice, but it has like the drawer with the bowls and then, the pull out food. So, and that could, go anywhere.
Okay. Hannah, you submitted this photo to talk about space. Obviously, the person's gorgeous dog is making an appearance in the photo, so we know it's a space for that pet. Why don't you tell us about what's happening in this space, how it was designed with the pet in mind?
This is a wonderful mudroom that I know most people don't have the luxury of having in the city, but if you do have a single family home or a home in the suburbs, I'm sure you probably have some sort of mudroom where you do your laundry, where you come in and out from the garage or a back door or something like that. Maybe your muddy shoes are being stored in here. So it makes sense to have it be a space for your pet as well. Maybe there's a doggy door in your back door, and this is the place that the pet enters into when they come in from being outside. It's a great place to have, a dog bath. I dream someday of having a dog bath. I think that's super handy to right when you come in from the outdoors and it's been rainy and everybody's muddy, to be able to just hose down the pet right there before you get any further into the house. And then it's a nice little place for a dog bed too. Maybe if you like to keep your dog contained during the day when you're not there, if everyone's at work all day during the day, it's nice to have a separate space for the pet to be where they can roam around a little bit, have a nice little bed to sleep on, to nap in, but you can still keep them contained to that space. So they kind of have everything they need in that room while you're gone during the day.
So this, I think, is a really fun space because all of us, all creatures, we all want a little space to call our own. We all want a little private, personal space. So Mackenzie, you shared this photo with us as one of your favorite spaces for a pet. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on here?
Yeah, I love this because, under the stairs is really kind of a difficult space to maximize. You can see there that they use the taller part, the bigger area for a desk, which is clever on its own. But then, when you get into the lower area, it's not a lot that you can do there. So kind of using it as a dog bed is just, I think, so clever because, the dogs love to kind of have their own space and have their own bed and maybe snuggle up in there. So I think this is just a really clever use of space, and it really maximizes the area under the stairs. And I mean, this one in particular, you can see that there's artwork in there too, which is lovely. I think really fun for this specific pet. They really care about their animal. But, if you can find any sort of nook and cranny and utilize it for your animal dog bed situation, I think that's really nice.
This one, Hannah, I want to get your insight as to what's going on in this perfect dog's home.
Yeah, so I mean, another big thing to think about when you're getting a pet, or if you have a pet and you're looking to buy new furniture, is what fabrics are going to be pet friendly and which ones aren't. This is a question I get all the time from clients when we're picking out new furniture from them. They want to know what's kid friendly, what's pet friendly. They want to invest in pieces that are going to be super durable but still look nice. So there's lots of different fabrics to choose from, things to consider. Things like a Krypton fabric, it's like pretty much indestructible. It's a synthetic fabric. It's resistant to stains, smells, muddy paws, all those kinds of things. Krypton is great. Outdoor fabrics, I'm actually starting to recommend quite a bit for use indoors too. I think technology in outdoor fabrics has come a long way in the past few years. I'd say outdoor fabric, people didn't want to use it indoors before because it's kind of more stiff, not as comfortable, a little more rough feeling, but they're starting to come out with some outdoor fabrics that really do feel like indoor fabrics. So those are really nice to use inside because obviously they are meant to be, for heavy wear and tear. So they're good for pets and kids. Another popular one for people is leathers. Obviously, they don't attract hair, easy to wipe down, don't stain quite as easily. The one thing with leather, though, is, you still will see scratches. Sometimes you can buff those, minor scratches out, But I mean, that's kind of what people like about leather is it does develop its own patina over time. You know, if those scratches stay and you can see them a little bit, I don't think it's the end of the world. But then there are some fabrics to avoid too. Things like chenille, velvet, those things obviously are going to attract a lot of fur. Not going to be as easy to clean up. Anything with a bigger weave, like a linen, obviously is going to be easy for nails to catch on, and you're going to get snags. So that's not a good solution. Another thing I have people consider if you're not looking to buy new furniture, but you still want to kind of pet proof a little bit is Scotchgard is a great product you can buy at the store where you just spray down your fabric, and it does create a little bit of a layer of protection. Obviously, it's not going to be as sturdy as like a Krypton fabric that's made to be durable, but Scotchgard can definitely help in situations where you just kind of need to pet proof the furniture a little bit, but aren't planning on buying anything new right away.
I'm going to bring up one more photo to show everybody here. And then I want to give you guys a second as well. Now, these are your actual pets. I wanted to show everybody.
Oh, here she is.
Ah!
This is Phoebe.
Hi, Phoebe.
She likes to video chat.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Says hi.
cute. Hi. Oh my gosh, so cute. Hi, Phoebe. Oh, and now we've got Stella and Bear making their appearance with Mackenzie. Well, thank you guys.
Both of them is a little hard.
Oh.
Well, I want to thank you both so much, and thank your pets as well for making an appearance. I think that we really covered some amazing areas for how people can have the confidence to design with their pets in mind without that fear that they are going to sacrifice the function of their space or the style and beauty of their space. So thank you guys so much, and can't wait to have you guys back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe for more interviews and Habitar design tips for you. If you need help with your shelves or any other interior design or home renovation needs, reach out to us at habitardesign.com.